like a ball.
Let me tell you something, man. The number one sign that you're in a toxic relationship is this. All right, ladies, this is Alex, your toxic dating coach. And today we're going to be talking about how this is pretty much a precautionary story of being in a toxic relationship. So we're gonna watch this video and I'm gonna give you guys my take. And this video was sent to us by one of our fellow Patreon supporters. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This person pays $25 a month to give me video suggestions. And if you give me a question or a video suggestion and you're part of the $25 gang, I will make a video about it. That's pretty much it. There's also a bunch of other bonuses. There's $50 for painting, $20 for the book club, and you get exclusive videos that I don't post on YouTube, as you guys saw. All right, so let's see what she has to say, and I'm gonna give you guys my take as they talk.
I don't believe you.
Pregnant?
I don't believe you. This one's a half a line, so you are lying to me.
That's a start. That's a start. Now look, I understand if you guys agreed that you guys don't want to have kids. I get it. But if a guy doesn't have the respect to at least, well, how would I react? I don't know. I would react the same way.
Awesome.
Alex, you are toxic. I knew it.
We are back with Yara and Jovi.
Even Tyrone's laughing. Oh man, you guys just heard Tyrone laugh, by the way.
Click the link in the description to see what Yara thinks of New Orleans. Here's a hint. She hates it. This couple started off new and interesting with his drinking problem and her dislike of pretty much everything.
So pretty much the guy's an alcoholic. Okay, and I'm just gonna be honest with you. If he has a drug problem that you don't approve of, you're not gonna change him. Okay? I don't care how much I love you, I'm never gonna stop smoking weed. That's just a fact. Okay, so if you meet a guy and he's already who he is, your poom poom is not gonna change his personality. It's not that goddamn special. Okay, you don't got that magical pum pum that makes a guy change his whole life around like it just doesn't work that way. The problem that a lot of women have is that they think they can change them, and that makes you part of the problem. Trying to change people just involves you more in a toxicity. And she's pretty vain. Like, I'll be honest with you, if you have a drug problem, if you're vain, if all you're worried about is how much money, and look, let me tell you something, man. I completely understand. Look, ladies, I'm gonna be honest with you. I understand where some women tend to be superficial. I get it. Look, I don't blame them. People have to understand. Shit. People have to. Fuck. There you go. People have to understand that. The reason why some women are what people call superficial is because a lot of the times, evolutionarily speaking, that gene of going after the guy who has the most resources was, in a way, passed on. Because the women who focused on the guy's resources had the ability to provide their child more resources. But if a woman back then, if women were programmed to go after the best looking guys, it doesn't equal resources. You see what I'm saying? So evolutionarily speaking, she's doing what a woman does. Like I'm not excusing her for being a gold digger, but I just understand where it comes from.
But I got bored pretty quickly as Yara being rude got old. When she meets Jovi's mom, she doesn't like the idea of a wedding, complains about the food.
Food was just like not so much tasty.
Even though she...
And you see, that's another thing. Is that...
By the way, if you're in Bushwick and you want to attend my meditation group where we meditate together and you guys can meet people who have a similar interest to you, You guys can click on the description down below, and we're having a meditation meetup, a meditation circle on November 6th, and in other times, to be honest with you, not just November 6th. Click on the description down below where it says join the group. You can either WhatsApp me or hit me up on Instagram, and I'll send you the information.
You know, if somebody's cooking for you, don't criticize. You're gonna create a problem with the family. You know, so another sign that your relationship is toxic is if you guys are in good standing. It doesn't matter if you don't get along with the family, but if you're not cool with the guy and you're not cool with the family, come on, man.
She said she liked it during dinner.
That's good.
Yeah, you like it?
Like it? Yeah.
I understand that you don't want a wedding, but don't insult the mom's cooking.
Come on, food was delicious.
Really? It's like there's no much flavors there.
Yeah, come on, man.
But Jovi is no prize either when they go shopping.
So nice of Joe to take me shopping today.
After Yara complains about the furniture in his apartment,
That's the nicest part of New
Our
Orleans.
apartment's too small.
Jovi is just as rude and starts to make fun of Yara's English.
There's no excuse for that.
And
So making fun of you in public, that just shows you he doesn't respect you. Like anytime your man is willing to make fun of you in public, even if it's a little joke, well, sometimes it's okay with joke, but it's all about context. If you guys are having problems in the house and he's doing that, it's like the straw that broke the camel's back, right? So it's you guys don't get along with the family. He doesn't want when you say you're pregnant, he says you're fucking lying, right? He calls you a liar. He doesn't trust you. You guys, he makes fun of you in public. She doesn't like your parents. You don't like his parents. That's the creation of a toxic relationship, ladies and gentlemen.
said that the apartment is his apartment.
You have to go apologize.
And also, there's no we. There's I. There's no we in this situation.
Why?
Because.
Should they really get married if they can't even choose a rug without fighting? They later make up and Jovi buys her the rug she wants.
We compromised.
And he also buys her a new phone, which actually makes her happy.
Well, he's using money to shut her up. You know? She got some heavy. Alex, focus on the video, you perv. Sorry. And if you guys have to, if the guy has to give you something, buy you something to make you happy, it just means the connection between you guys isn't the kind of connection that heals. You know what I'm saying? The bond you guys have is not healing. You got to give things to heal. That's a sign of a toxic relationship.
Now you're the best boyfriend in the world.
And now, bitch, didn't he just say, no, you're not pregnant? Come on, man. I feel bad. Look, man, I'll be honest with you, man. Look, I have a lot of empathy. Most people are just dumb. They don't know what's good for them. You know what I'm saying? And these two guys are just dumb. And they don't know what's good for them. They're trying to find happiness in other people. And at the end of the day, the reason why they're toxic together is because they're toxic to themselves. They don't like each other. It's like I'm toxic to myself, and that causes me to have toxic relationships. Me, I like to think that I'm not toxic. Like even though you guys might assume you're toxic. What the fuck did that music come from? Even though you guys, it's a sign to Lexus. Shut up. Even though you guys might assume I'm a nice person, by the way. You know, if you guys get to know me, I'm a decent person. Sure. You know, I like to, I like to make fun of kids when the parents are not watching. That's all, but who doesn't do that? You know, who doesn't beef with children from time to time?
The day before Jovi leaves for his job, they go out to dinner. He is going to be gone for 4 weeks.
And that's another thing. Is you're with a guy that doesn't spend much time with you. And I don't give a fuck if it's because of work or if it's because you guys are arguing. The point is, if you guys don't spend enough time, look at her, she said. If you guys don't spend enough time together, you guys are not going to build that bond together. And I always say, man, I don't recommend long distance relationships. And long distance doesn't just mean you guys live together. You guys live far from each other. It means that he's home a few times a year. That's long distance to me. That's why I say never date an athlete. And never date anybody who travels a lot because you will have trust issues and conflict. It's just not a happy relationship.
Fight all of the time, it actually seems like she will miss him. Jovi also brings up that he wants a family
Not
here.
him.
That's some foreshadowing of it seems like she will miss him. Jovi also brings up that he wants a family here. That's some foreshadowing if I have ever seen it.
How can I afford for your baby after you leave me in the other country without passport?
When Yara had a miscarriage, she needed an operation in Albania. She lost her passport, and Jovi ended up leaving her there to go back to work.
I knew that I made
So another thing is that there's no consideration for your emotions, as you guys can see. I'm not gonna act like she's the victim, but he's pretty much doing more of the fucked up shit, right? Your girl has a miscarriage, you go to work, you leave her without a passport, right? And by the way, in the future video, she has a kid and then he takes her to a strip club to celebrate, but that's for a whole nother day. The point is that guys like this have no consideration for you. They can't be considerate. It's almost like they just can't. You get what I'm trying to say? And you'll notice this because you feel like he's not even paying attention. You feel he's not being considerate towards you. Anytime you're with somebody like that, anytime when you're like that too, you have a perfect recipe for a toxic relationship because you guys are not compatible, but your oxytocin, the connection you guys have, and the dopamine that you experience when you're with them because of the cortisol level that he raises in you will cause you to become addicted to the relationship. And it takes tremendous willpower to get out of it.
a questionable decision. I didn't expect it to be brought up a year and a half later, but obviously it has been.
Bitch,
That's
you
pretty
left
messed
her.
up, and
Exactly. He doesn't understand people. Women, I'm not gonna say women are addicted, but women don't forget, motherfucker. Like that was still in her heart. So another thing is that you're in a toxic relationship where when you're accumulating bitterness, when you're accumulating things, and when you guys keep bringing back what happened. That's another sign that you're in a toxic relationship because you guys don't talk it out. It's just like when you don't deal with your own emotions, they come up and bubble. When you guys don't talk about the emotions, they will come up and bubble. You guys have to understand. There is you and him, and then there is this entity called the relationship. And that relationship is almost like an individual in and of itself. That individual stores up pain if you guys don't talk. In other words, if you guys are not talking to each other about the problems and communicating, is the equivalent of you being present to the moment with your pain. Avoiding a problem and being away from each other is equivalent to you taking drugs to avoid the pain. You know what happens? It raises cortisol levels. It produces more stress. It produces more depression. You know what I'm saying?
these two have a lot to work on.
Amazing romantic dinner, thank you.
But there's no time for that because the next
Sarcasm.
day, Jovi is leaving for
See,
work.
this is the oxytocin working right now. Right now, the oxytocin is making her feel good and is making her forget about the things he did. Right? Because being with him is better than being alone. At least that's the illusion that your brain gives you. Because the human animal values relationships. Human animal needs to be with other humans in order to survive for the most part. We were programmed for that. So if humans didn't pass on a DNA that allows you to forget about the pain that somebody gave you, then they will die. You get what I'm trying to say? So if the human animal evolved to remember the pain that somebody gave them, so when something bad happens, they're gonna forget. They're gonna say, "Fuck you! I'm gonna live by myself and get eaten by a lion." Natural selection selected the humans that were able to forget about the pain because being part of the herd is better than being alone. It's less dangerous. Even though your herd hurts you, even though the herd that you're with kicks you, bites you, it's still better off than being eaten alive by hyenas. It's the same thing. It's pretty much her oxytocin will cause her to forget about the pain he gave her because the feeling of being with him felt so good.
I miss you.
Now she is in New Orleans alone and has some bad luck.
Yeah, somebody threw up in my shoes.
Ew. To keep herself busy, she meets up with Jovi's good friend, Sarah.
How do you feel about strip clubs?
Strip clubs.
Just like Jovi used to be a regular at one of the ones down here.
You don't really have this guy's back at all, do you?
I hear some things about Remax.
Yeah.
Look at that devious smile.
Yeah, man. Can't trust people sometimes.
She like peed in the bed one time.
She seems bothered by Jovi's old lifestyle, but she has some baggage too.
Jovi's mama called me and invited me to go for coffee.
She reveals to Jovi's mom and aunt that she was engaged right before she met Jovi.
After 4 months, I meet Jovi.
Yeah, no big deal.
Okay.
So clearly, again, when the family, when you guys don't like each other, you and the mom don't like each other, it's a problem. So you don't like the guy, he don't like you that much. You know, you guys don't communicate. You don't like the family. What the fuck is the point other than you just like the way the comfort feels with being with somebody?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're going to be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one would teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship. And this, a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you could read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. I'm closing the channel.